Technology Tuesdays. Hi, welcome to the Froggy Five. I'm your host, Jim Freilich, founder and managing partner of Froggy Companies. And today I'm glad to be joined by Peter Bartash, the CEO, founder, and managing partner of Port One Companies out of Boston. Within this whole sphere of things, because you focus on process so much and doing things innovatively, can you share a couple samples of technology that's exciting you or processes that you're setting up that are helping make things easier for you?
Yeah. It's an evolving question, right? As we were continuing to add businesses to the core, let's say, great example would be a CRM, right? There are many versions of a CRM that are available in the marketplace, an extraordinary number of solutions, all with very different capabilities. Some are very simple and direct, others are extremely complicated. And the decision of we as a company, how do we think about implementing CRM, for example, is something that we're still in the process of solving, right? Mm-hmm. And I often think about the analogy, not that it's a good example of any way to think about things, but of the idea that there are certain decisions that are made at sort of the federal government level and others that are made at the state level, right? And part of what my responsibility is here within the business, and specifically with technology, for example, is saying, is this area of need that we're solving, is it specific to one line of business, or does it apply to all businesses? And if it applies to all businesses, in what ways is it similar and different between each of those businesses? What are the commonalities? And how can we solve as many of those issues with one move versus 6 or 7 separate moves? Right? Okay. And so from a technology perspective, we are very much end users of other technological solutions. And we're constantly evaluating new technologies and processes to go and enhance our own decision-making and communication processes, because those processes, there is no current technological solution to automate the communication or the decision-making necessarily when you're thinking about how that works between disparate business units or areas of a business like this. That's still a manual process. There's a lot of high-intensity individual and personal processing and behavioral dynamics that live behind that haven't made their way into a technological solution. There are tools like Slack or Teams or any of the 56 other messaging technologies that I really don't need a new way to receive messages at this point.
Yeah. Slack.
Too many. But, right. But, for us, where technology becomes interesting is looking at areas in our business where we have collaborative decision-making and saying, okay, is there something we're doing that we can digitize? And by nature of the fact that we have an alternative investment platform, that we have folks who have investment banking backgrounds and folks that have CFO backgrounds for startup companies and operations backgrounds for other entrepreneurial pursuits and who serve as advisors to many of other companies as well. Here's this opportunity to create a solution for ourselves that digitizes a manual version of our process that we can then form a business plan around, capitalize, and fund the exploration and pursuit of from our holding company level that potentially develops a new tool for the marketplace, but in the worst case, makes us more efficient and is a new way of investing in transforming our own processes. And having this creative catalyst and all of the resources to move forward on these ideas is something that I think is the single greatest asset that we have, because we can think about research and development and then actually act on it internally without having to go outside of our 4 walls to do that. And I see technology playing a greater and greater role in how we move ahead. Today it's almost embarrassingly basic, right? The tools we use are very simple. They're very straightforward. There are some project management tools and softwares that we've used that we've liked that have been valuable in terms of facilitating a hybrid working environment. But we're at a time where we're really just beginning, I think, to see and understand the possibility of using AI or using other advanced and newer technologies to start to integrate into our process of communicating and making decisions in a way that wasn't possible before. And if I think about technology just more broadly, it feels, with no data behind it or really anything else to support it, just intuitively, it feels to me that we're in the beginning stages of more technological innovation that I expect might happen in the next 4 or 5 years than has happened in the previous 20. A lot of the tools that we're using right now internally and the technology that we're using even in some of our other businesses. And I know you spoke with Axel recently and he talked about, Blue Door Living and the technology there. I mean, it's been transformative for the business. And if you step back and look at the solutions that business uses, there are one of several that are incrementally improving upon a previous version of a technology, but in and of themselves are not truly innovative from whole cloth.
Exactly. Yeah. It's really, it's, yeah, I don't, it doesn't keep me up at night, but this is like an area we talk about a lot where we created a whole the business line out of it, right? We have our 3 Froggy companies, like the development, the syndication and investing, and now the Froggy X Factor, which is based on, similar to you, I had another background, but for longer because I'm older, 25 years. It's like there's so much stuff happening. You can't keep up with it. Nobody can. That's why I offer fractional CIO, CTO type of services. Hey, thanks for having me on. If anybody else wants to find out more about what we're doing, please come to froggycompanies.com. Check out our 3 different business areas. We also have the Froggy Fund 1 that's now open for up to $18 million. We're going to be investing that $18 million across a diverse number of assets, cash flowing and ground up. And I'm really excited about this fund and really confident that we can outperform most of the other people out there in terms of what we invest in and how we do our due diligence and the type of partners we put together. So it's great talking to you, and see you next time.